All right, a very good afternoon to you and you're welcome to the program, the 1st of September 2025. And you're welcome. We're coming to you live from the Akwatia studio. We'll be crossing over into another studio where Desmond will be coming through with the news updates. But for now, let me just take you through briefly what exactly we'll be talking about this afternoon. So we'll have Akwatia on the table. We're gearing up for the by-elections in the Eastern region, and parties, that is the top political parties, the two main political parties, the NPP and DC, obviously have fielded candidates for the seats, and campaign is still ongoing. A lot have been said. We'll be talking to the security agencies, we'll be talking to political analysts on our readiness for this competition that's going to happen in the Eastern region. Also, we'll have, some in-studio conversations about Gaming Commission of Ghana. What exactly did you have to tell us? Is the Gaming Commission something that you are interested in? We will urge you to, stay put, because the executives are in the studio. Will be talking to us about a few things. I know the youth will be much more interested in this discussion. Doctors also are threatening a strike over unpaid salaries. What exactly is our problem? We'll be speaking with the reps, that's executives of the doctors' associations that are threatening strike. Doctors are threatening strike. Right. So Desmond is standing by. Let me just, have the go ahead if Desmond Okwekudanso is ready. Desmond, you're welcome. Good afternoon to you. Okay, I see you're standing by, but if you can hear me, you can take us away. Let's know the briefs of the stories that you have actually gathered.
Hello again. Welcome to the news updates here on Good Afternoon Ghana. We'll take a look at our headlines now. Coming up this afternoon, NDC NPP face-off in Akwatia tomorrow. Who wins in the Swing constituency? Will focus on security, campaigns, and expectations later on the show. Also coming up, Accra Regional Police Command initiates investigations into violent incidents during climax of annual Homowo Festival at Anya and Soto. The incident led to the death of 3 persons. We'll find out more. Plus, Interior Minister assures Overlord of Gonja that the government will take every step necessary to restore peace in the Sola Bole area, which has in recent weeks been gripped with violent clashes. The details of these and many more coming up shortly. Please stay with us. Hello again. Let's get into the details of the stories, and we are live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana and also DSTV channel 277. And the Accra Regional Police Command has launched an investigation into violent clashes that marked the climax of this year's Homowo Festival at Sotom and Anya on Saturday, August 30, 2025. According to the police, the disturbances erupted during the traditional sprinkling of Pokpoi after a misunderstanding broke out between supporters of 2 rival chiefs.
The tension quickly escalated into gunfire, sparking chaos at the festival grounds. In the aftermath, 3 individuals identified as Abubakar Ramadan Saba, also known as Ni Kwashebu, Theophilus Ni Amu Kwajan, and Joseph Shaibu Dodu lost their lives. 4 others sustained injuries. Victims including Enoch Amevo, Samuel Ejei, Nathaniel Doku, and Frederick Latte, alias Ni Obrafo, were rushed to medical facilities such as Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Rich Hospital for treatment. The bodies of the deceased have been deposited at the police hospital mortuary for preservation and autopsy. Police say additional personnel have been deployed to restore calm in the affected communities, while intelligence-led operations are ongoing to track and arrest all those involved in the violence. The command strongly cautions traditional leaders, elders, and their supporters to strictly adhere to agreed security arrangements and avoid acts that could jeopardize public peace. Superintendent Juliana Obeng, head of public affairs for the Accra region, said in a statement, "The Homowo festival, celebrated annually by the Ga people, is a period of thanksgiving and remembrance of victory over famine. This year's celebration was overshadowed by tragedy as security agencies raced to prevent further unrest. In Teshi, 2 deaths have been reported following violent clashes linked to this year's celebrations."
Now to the Savannah region, and the Minister for Interior, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, has assured the overlord of Gonja, Yagbonra, Billy Kondinto Jebu Swale I, that government will take every step necessary to restore peace in the Sola Bole area, which has in recent weeks been gripped with violent clashes. Speaking to the media after a closed-door engagement at Jakpa Palace in Damongo, the minister expressed government's concern about the loss of lives and property, while emphasizing the importance of collaboration among traditional leaders, community stakeholders, and security agencies.
We are using, you know, there's curfew, and in the curfew it has stated everything: no carrying of arms, no wearing war regalia, no carrying of offensive weapons and all that. And the historical hands have given us assurance that they are going to cooperate with the security agencies to ensure that all these things are brought to an end. So be rest assured that, we are just calling on all the freedom factions to understand that nothing can be compared to peace. Once we all agree to sit down and begin talking, I'm sure all these things will be a thing of the past. Thank you very much. Sure, you see the immigration officers here. Now we are even combining both the, not only the immigration, but the military and the police, and they are patrolling the whole of our stretch. We are also engaging our colleagues across the borders, in Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire, for all of us to hold the line, to just ensure that we do not necessarily cross to create problems for each other. So all those things have been taken over. I can assure you that we are not leaving any stone unturned. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is very concerned, and he's showing leadership and is pushing to make sure that we resolve all these things as soon as possible, so that peace will be returned to this place. Thank you very much.
Now to the Volta region, where the region has once again opened its doors to the world to showcase its unique investment opportunities, attracting investors, policymakers, and innovation to spotlight bankable projects in the region. The 7th edition of the Volta Trade and Investment Fair, launched in Joapon at the premises of the defunct Volta Star Textiles Limited, is aimed at unlocking opportunities for investment to partner in revamping the factory. Our Volta regional correspondent has the rest of the story. The Volta Star Textiles Limited in Joapon, the North Ton district of the Volta region, was established in the late 1960s and incorporated in November 2007 as an agro-processing business involved in converting cotton into yarn and grey baft for local consumption and export. Once the only textile factory in the region, VSTL was a major source of employment and income, creating over 1,200 jobs for the youth in North Ton and Ghana as a whole. However, due to obsolete machinery and operational challenges, the factory gradually collapsed, leaving many young people in the community jobless. Some former workers, including Michael Gemma and Bright Sika, have appealed to government to step in and help revive the factory to restore jobs and livelihoods.
The factory, I want to say, has really caused the damage and the downfall of the community and the citizens in the community. The youth today are struggling, and when you go to the roadside, you see the youth, Okada, and their lifestyle, you could see that the Okada too is not really fetching them in as much as how the factory was working, the way the youth were involved and the factory was fetching them. And everybody was living in peace, and they are living in the standard of living.
When they open this place, it will be very good for us. Plenty of people will work. I remember those times we were working at JTL, we ran 3 shifts. Yeah. We are about 1,550 workers at the factory. So we are pleading with government. They have to try and open the place for us. Because Volta region, we don't have any factory apart from this factory.
Meanwhile, the Volta Regional Coordinating Council, in launching the 7th edition of the Volta Trade and Investment Fair, reaffirmed its commitment to attracting potential investors to partner in revamping the factory to regain its past glory.
Its current dormancy saddens me greatly. For such a great asset to be creating jobs for our youth and generating much needed revenue for our government. This reality should ginger all of us not only to see this factory revived, but also to work towards attracting new and thriving business to our region and Ghana at large.
The Managing Director of VSTL, Jerome Kweku Dunyo, revealed that management is working towards reviving the factory to operate at full capacity under the 24-hour economy model.
But we have seen that government is very committed to the fight to revive the textile industry. The 24-hour secretariat has been very cooperative, and they've been committed to the fight as well. And so Volta Star, we are also pushing the agenda. We have submitted a lot of proposals, and we are pursuing them, and we believe that it won't be long. We will have this place reopened, and then we can attract the appropriate investment to the factory.
The Volta Regional Minister James Gunu assured stakeholders of government's commitment to ensuring the factory's revival to operate at full capacity.
Honorable Samuel Kujeto Abrakwa, we had a meeting with the trade minister and discussed this Japan Textile Limited. The Japan Textile Limited, as we see it today, is a dry bones. We must all together pray for His Excellency, the President and the government to succeed as far as this edifice is concerned.
Down to Akwatia, and the Ghana Police Service has deployed 5,500 officers to the constituency in anticipation for the by-election scheduled for September 2, 2025. The move follows growing political tension after the death of the sitting MP Ernest Kumi of the New Patriotic Party, leaving the seat vacant.
We've informed you the Ghana Police Service has deployed massively to Akwatia, and our objective is to ensure that the election proceeds smoothly and we have a peaceful by-election. We are here to ensure the security of every person in Akwatia, including every person who will go out on the election day to vote. Once again, we want to assure you that if you see our men in town, just remember that we are here because of you. We are here because of your safety. We are here because of your security. As our Director General of Operations informed you the other day, our men are on the ground. Adequate vehicles have been deployed. Our mobile patrol teams are on. The Black Maria is also available. That is our mobile cells. We are here to ensure that everyone is safe. And we also once again want to throw a word of caution to those who want to foment trouble, that we are prepared for you and will deal with you according to the law. Today, as you witnessed, the community assurance patrols areas doing community engagements just to let the community know that we are here mainly to ensure security, law and order people are speculating that, oh, some people are afraid they'll come. No, we want everybody to know that the police stands for protection. We stand for safety. We stand for everybody's security. So feel free, be reassured that wherever you see any police officer, know that they are there for you.
Now to some other stories, and the Palestinian ambassador to Ghana, Ahmed Al-Khalil Al-Sutari, has expressed profound gratitude to President John Dramani Mahama for donating 40 metric tons of humanitarian aid to the state of Palestine, while emphasizing the need for Israel to put an end to the conflict, which has claimed about 62,966 Palestinian lives.
During a press conference held at the Palestine embassy here in Accra, Ambassador Al-Sutari emphasized that the conflict in Gaza is not a religious conflict, but an apartheid and continuous genocide and killing of unarmed Palestinian civilians.
We ask to stop this war. Ceasefire. I cannot understand what the number the Israelis want to kill from my people to stop this war. We like to see the end of this occupation. We like my people want self-determination. Ghana, the European Union, the African Union, Asia, all the country in the world support the two-state solution if they refuse.
He also expressed profound gratitude to President John Dramani Mahama and Ghanaians for the humanitarian aid donated to the state of Palestine.
I'd like to thank Ghana government about its support to Palestine and the Palestinian people. I'd like to thank all the Ghanaian people about their support to my people. I'd like to thank the African Union, and all the time Ghana and the African Union support Palestine and vote in the UN and in the Human Rights Council. They vote with the side of Palestine against the Israeli occupation.
On his part, the leader of the Solidarity Movement for the State of Palestine in Ghana and Pan-African activist Kwesi Pratt Jr. echoed the same sentiment of the ambassador.
The whole world feels a sense of outrage against this colonial apartheid occupation of Palestine. It's our duty as citizens of this world, it's our duty as people who are committed to building a just world in which all of our people, regardless of their color, regardless of their language, and regardless of where they live, will be treated as equal citizens of this world.
During a press conference held at the Palestine embassy,
Now to some other stories. And a financial education campaign for informal sector workers to increase insurance penetration has been launched here in Accra. The 3-month nationwide campaign, an initiative in partnership with the National Insurance Commission and partners such as the Ghana Insurance Association, is targeted at traders, tailors, dressmakers, hairdressers and other players in the informal economy.
At the launch here in Accra, the Acting Commissioner of Insurance, Dr. Abiba Zakaria, commended Salam Alliance for the initiative, noting that it was a step in the right direction towards closing the insurance gap in the country.
We have found that penetration rate, as we've been saying, is just about 1%. That means that a few people do insurance, the majority don't do insurance. And mainly this is because either insurance has not reached them in terms of accessibility, or also because they really do not understand insurance as is expected to be understood. So this agenda is in the right direction.
The Chief Executive of South Salam Alliance, Mr. Teria Ben Ahmed, explained that the campaign is part of the company's corporate social investment designed to help Ghanaians build financial confidence through enhanced literacy.
Insurance penetration in Ghana used to be 1%, and even now under a new standard called IFRS 17, the penetration rate has reduced to 0.63%, less than 1%. What this means to us is that we need to support insurance awareness creation. We need to support trust in insurance. We need to support confidence in insurance. From a place of helping Ghanaians understand more about finance and insurance generally. So what we're doing is not about Sanlam Alliance selling products. It's not about Sanlam Alliance coming to say we have this product for you, we have that product for you. No. What we want to help Ghana do is for every Ghanaian to be able to understand basics of finance and why insurance plays a very critical role in finance.
Now, labor relations expert Austin Gami has urged Ghanaian businesses to improve the operations to be able to improve on their current business operations in their companies. Now, he spoke at the 10th anniversary of the Ghana Eminence Awards held here in Accra.
Mr. Gami was speaking to Metro News on the sidelines of the 10th edition of the Ghana Eminence Awards organized by the business executive to celebrate individuals and institutions whose leadership and innovation has made an enduring impact on the society.
Any business entity will have to reshape itself and come in line with government policy. God has blessed this nation, and now we have a government that has come out with a reset agenda to enable us propel this nation into a 24-hour economy. If we are not in line with the global standards, we'll be left behind. We've already been behind many years ago. We cannot afford to continue in that line. And so the invitation for inducting the people into a Hall of Fame tonight and Eminence is because they must be motivated, empowered to have the proper leadership, an appreciative approach to enable them to add value to the business they are doing so we can employ more of the teeming youth coming out from various ladders of educational institutions in Ghana. Otherwise, we'll be left in shambles.
The founder of Lepers Aid Committee and former parish priest, Reverend Father Andrew Campbell, also urged the Ghanaian businesses to extend a helping hand to the vulnerable in society.
The happiest people in the world today are people who share, people who give. They are the very happiest people in the whole world. So tonight, you know, the people we met here tonight was all those CEOs and the rest. You know, it's only right that they should also give back to society what God has given them. He's given them that 10 talents and they've used it and used it well. So it's up to them not to keep it, but to share.
Several individuals and companies were honored for their contribution to various sectors in the country. They were awarded medals and plaques as a sign of their honor.
Well, and that's all for the news updates this afternoon. I am Desmond Okreku. For more news, log on to our website, www.metrotvonline.com. Handing over to Annie Ampofu for the rest of the program.
Leslie, thank you so much for the updates there. So that's Desmond Okweku-Danso who came through with news stories. We'll get into the details with interviews and some analysis that we have to do on the platform. I've earlier on told you that we'll take a journey through Akwatia, the journey so far and how far we've come, what's happening tomorrow, how prepared are the people of Akwatia in the Eastern region. How prepared are they to select a leader for them or to represent them in the House of Parliament? We'll get into it. And then the security agencies will also let us know how prepared we are, to receive some of the excesses that may fall out from the political parties. We've also received an update just minutes ago from the presidency that the President Mahama this morning received a report of a committee, according to Article 146, Committee of Inquiry into petitions for the removal of the Chief Justice. The report has been received by the Presidency or His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. We have the release. We'll read the release to you, not the report itself, but the release to you. A copy of the committee, the report has been presented to His Excellency already. We'll see how far we'll get into it, what the committee is saying. In the press release that we have received here at Metro TV, read the details. And then later I told you that the gaming members from the Gaming Commission have a message for us. They are with us in the studio. Let's take a breather. When we come back, we'll speak with them.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Star 712 hush, star 712 hush. You go feel the luckiest. Go feel from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
God Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it together, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Some loves are born in the blink of an eye.
I've been madly in love with her since the first time I saw her. Then let's get married today.
I'll be the happiest woman in the world by your side.
And they kill your soul in a flash. Televisa presents You Are the One. Angela dreams of keeping her promise to be a great doctor and help her people. To Alvaro, ambition is stronger than his dream. And this greed will lead him to commit the worst betrayal to the woman he loves.
I will have a husband no matter what.
Samantha, will you please marry me?
Turning all her dreams into painful disappointments and dangerous consequences.
I've been waiting for you to answer my calls, Alvaro. I haven't heard anything from you. I've sent you so many messages, but you've never responded.
Have you left the bus station?
I just want to pay my debt and get out of here.
Her photographs are going to sell fast, and she will be our gold mine. Our clients will love those.
Are you looking for a boyfriend?
Premiering tonight at 8 p.m. You Are the One. Don't miss out.
Welcome back to the program. We're still on Good Afternoon Ghana. Now let's delve into matters that were raised by Desmond Okweku-Danso in the news items. We'll now get into details of some of them. But the first one we're going to deal with is a gaming commission, all right? The gaming commission. We're told that this month actually is a gaming month. September is gaming month. So today is 1st September. They've started doing some, awareness creation, sensitization, and the do's and don'ts within the gaming environment. And this afternoon, I have actually been joined by one of the executives in the studio in the person of Beatrice Baden. She is the head of corporate affairs, Gaming Commission of Ghana, head of corporate affairs at the Gaming Commission of Ghana. She's joined us here on the platform. Beatrice, it's been years. Thank you for your contribution to, to the media. And we're grateful that you have actually stayed, with us to help build this nation, extended your expertise into an institution by the Gaming Commission.
Thank you
Welcome
very
to the
much.
platform.
Thank you very much, Annie.
It's just nostalgic, introducing her as a guest on my show. Very interesting.
Yes, Annie, it feels good to be with you again after decades of media practice. And I always say that we have not left the media space because media are key stakeholders in everything that we do. Without the media, we cannot reach our target audience. Without the media, our messages cannot go across. And so for us, the media is instrumental in everything that we do. You know, you are the channel between us and our publics. And so in everything that we do, it's media-centered. You know, you are our key stakeholders. Without you, you're not there. And so I haven't left the media space. Annie, I'm still with the media.
Anyway, Bridget, you're welcome once again.
Thank you.
So tell us, it's September, and you say it's Gaming Awareness, September Gaming Commission Awareness Month.
Gaming Awareness Month.
Do you have a theme for this month?
Yes, we actually have a theme. This year is Safe Gaming in a Digital Age. We're looking at regulation, innovation, and responsibility. So this month of September, the Gaming Commission of Ghana has set the whole month up to highlight key activities and also the need for us as a gaming industry to reflect on the activities of gaming within that space, taking into consideration the role of the regulator, the role of the gaming operator, and the role of the player, as well as the role of the public. Because in all that we do, it does have consequences or implications on not just the players or the operators, but the broader national economy. And so we take stock of what we've done over the years to look at the impact and then to make amends where we have to make amends and to celebrate the wins that we have done. This year specifically, we're looking at how best we as an industry can protect especially our players from the harms of gaming. And that is how come we came up with this theme of safe gaming in a digital age. Now, the main launch is yet to happen. That will be on the 10th of this month. On the 10th, that is next week. But before then, we need
the awareness celebration.
Yes, but we need to create a lot of public awareness of what to expect and how they can also get involved in gaming. You know, when we talk about gaming, we're looking at games of chance that people engage in, where they place a wager and expect to win something, normally monetary, in return. Okay, which is normally a leisure activity.
Like how the football lovers have been.
Yes, you know, so we have the sports betting activities, games, we have the casino games, and then we also have the route operations. Now, there's one interesting thing that people keep missing. Okay, that is the fact that, for example, Metro TV, you want to have a program to reward your loyal customers, and so which we call promotions. If you intend doing that, yes, it's a good social responsibility activity, but you do need a permit to be able to undertake that, okay? So there is an organization that is mandated to give you that permit, and that is the Gaming Commission of Ghana. So this is also part of the mandate of the Commission in terms of our regulatory activities that we do.
Maybe it's an opportunity for the Gaming Commission itself to tell us the relevance of establishment. If you recall, there was so much debate about taxes on betting, removing the taxes on betting. There was the argument of why do we even want to encourage the youth, you know, in participating in betting activities? It's a genuine call, you know, if you watch the future and what we want to reorient or orient the minds of our youth. It's not necessarily just cheap money we want them to make, or, well, somebody might not call it cheap money because they make a lot of investments in that activity. You know? But, you know, the debate that has been on the table, what's the relevance? Why are we encouraging, you know, gaming within this environment?
Okay, so Annie, you see, we already have gaming has been in existence for years. For example, you go to your church and there's harvest. Okay, when there's harvest, traditionally you would see that they'll bring food produce or farm produce to the church, and then they'll auction it. Who is the first bidder? It is a form of gaming. Okay, yes, it's a form of gaming. It has been a form of gaming. Now you see that people go to gather and then they play drafts, and sometimes they put some monies there expecting to win something in return. You have also situations where companies come up and say, look, we have our clients who have been loyal to us for a long time. We need to give them some rewards. So we go around and then we give them their rewards. Annie, we would, if we leave that space open without a referee to ensure that there's that sort of fairness in what we do, it becomes chaotic. Okay. So you can have then a company which will come out and say, we want to actually reward our loyal customers, so come and buy, and then you go and buy, and then at the end of the day, they don't reward you. Who do you hold accountable? Or who do you go to? And so there was a need to establish an oversight organization with an oversight responsibility that will guide the operations
those
of
winning
these
prizes
things.
that companies have been using to probably bait customers and stuff like that.
No, not just them, but then you see we also had that system in existence, with the development of our of technology and all that. New games keep coming up from the Oware to now sports betting. And so you need to have a regulator or an institution in place that will regulate all these games of chance to ensure that there's law and order and that we don't have that black market thriving. And so the Gaming Commission of Ghana was set up, guided by the Gaming Act 2006 at 721, to guide the operations of games of chance in the country. And so here you're looking at sports betting, you're looking at casino operations, any game of chance, any gaming activity with an element of chance, with the exception of lotto. That is what the Act says. The Gaming Commission has that mandate to regulate, to control, monitor, and supervise
for the lotteries.
all its operations, so that we don't have a black market without anybody in charge to control and ensure that there are checks and balances, and to also ensure that the player is protected. If you leave the industry blank, then it will be haywire. You have then players who go out there play and always be abused, by some of these organizations. But then if you have systems in place to check who is doing what, then the player is protected. We can hold somebody accountable when they digress or when they go.
So the one that you mentioned, for example, the church situation, I'm surprised you even said that.
No, I said that has developed. No, you see, so the church situation is the traditional games of chance that we had. So you have the normal harvest where the farm producer, who wins, and then they are bidding, and somebody eventually wins. You may see somebody mention X, Y amount. They are all forms of games of chance, but then they don't do it as in how it's done with the aim of winning, let's say, money in return, But in the instance of games of chance, you actually go to a gaming facility, wage or place a wager, and expect to win something monetary in return, So that's where the element of chance comes in, and that is what we regulate.
So I know you are into ensure sanity in the system. But are you interested in the numbers that you record annually, if there's a rising of, persons partaking in gaming activities, the rise in it, or you would rather we maintain it, we have a quota at a certain level, we don't want everybody to just be interested in it? What exactly is your expectation?
So
from 2006, I'm sure the map will show an ascendancy.
So traditionally, or from 2006, we had mainly the casinos dominating the industry, and they were land-based. But then with the advent or with the emergence and with the growth of technologies and emerging global technology, we've had other games of chance come into the country. So you have sports betting come in, which also started as land-based.
I'm sorry, not to cut you, but when you say land-based, what do you mean?
So that's where you have the physical structure. So you have, let's say, a shop where somebody can walk into and play a game of chance. Or you can walk into and play your sports betting activity, place your bet, and then come out, or go into a casino and enjoy their facility. Then there's the gradual shift now onto online gaming. So now you have online casinos where somebody can sit in the comfort of their homes and then game. as a leisure activity, or somebody can sit in the comfort of their home and engage in any sports betting activity as a leisure activity. Now, I'm being emphatic on the leisure activity because gaming is supposed to be a leisure activity. And that is why we have even set aside the month of September to drum home the fact that gaming is not a money-making venture, but it's supposed to be a leisure activity. Most of the time, people tend to...
How do you ensure that?
That's
because,
easy.
I mean, you and I know that
Yes.
it has become a main source of income.
So that is why we need you as the media, your platforms, for us to conduct the public sensitization, because we believe that if the knowledge and the information is out there, then people become more informed and educated on what gaming should be. And that is why we have set aside a month of September, even though throughout the year we do conduct public sensitizations and education, but specifically
do you think that's all you need?
No, Annie, we do a lot of stakeholder engagement. We do advocacy. There's a lot of activities that we do. This month, for example, we would be going to some senior high schools specifically to talk to them about anti-child gambling. Because the Act says specifically...
So why don't we just amend the Act and make it a law and make maybe the commission an authority to ensure that, you know, when you set limits, where when you cross that limit of making the gaming activity transferring or transporting from leisure to a main source of income, then it becomes a crime.
So, Annie...
I mean, that would be a lot for you to do, but I mean, if this is the communication, then it means that there's a lot to be done.
Annie, look, we believe that there's a lot to be done, yes, but again, the Act says that any person who is above 18 years can engage in gaming. Now, their understanding of gaming is where now lies our responsibility to do a lot more public education and sensitization, which has mandated us to come to you today. Because the Act says that gaming is a leisure activity and not a money-making venture. You cannot criminalize somebody for making a leisure activity a money-making venture, but what you can do is to undertake a lot more public sensitization, a lot more public education, so that to get them more informed, the more people are informed and educated on some of these activities, then they become better positioned to undertake what we expect of them to do.
Okay, I think your phone was vibrating. It was giving us some feedback, so if you can just fix it for us and we can put it on silent just in case. I don't know what people think, because I'm having a really conflicting mind as far as this matter is concerned. Because it has to do with...
Okay, so Annie, let me explain something to you.
Yes, please.
People love hair.
Yes.
Right? Natural hair. So you can say that somebody loves to change the hair from time to time.
Yes.
But there's somebody who is also just addicted
yes.
to wearing different hair the moment it pops up.
Yes.
You cannot criminalize the person who loves putting on the moment it comes up because they love doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can sensitize the person that, oh, maybe you don't need to be addicted to buying every wig that comes on the market.
Yeah,
but there is...
But you know, as a government and as a country, there's a reason why you regulate.
Yes.
The reason is that you have a dream. You have a vision of where you want to take the country to. And so it behoves on you to control the people you are leading. And the youth is even most important, because they are taking the country to the next generation, to the next level. What you input in them now is what you're going to be seeing in the near future, 10 years to come, 20 years to come. So if we're regulating, I mean, I've had a problem with the fact that, gaming is not good. You have people advising, gaming is not good. But we have a government that would say, we are even removing the taxes, making it even more attractive. And then you say it is not, the same gaming commission will come and tell me, it's actually just supposed to be a leisure.
Okay, so Annie, when it comes to the issue of taxation, you know that the Gaming Commission of Ghana doesn't deal with taxation issues. It's actually handled by the Ghana Revenue Authority. That is not our mandate.
I get it.
No,
I get it, but it's not easy. You're not living on an island.
Yes.
You live in a society where we are all building.
Yes. So, Annie, we
together.
work hand in hand with the Ghana Revenue Authority. We work with our operators, and we work together also with the players. Okay, that's why I said we do have constant stakeholder engagement, such that the operators are constantly sensitized and also engaged on how their operations should not negatively affect the player. And then we also have a duty of care to the player, to engage the player such that from time to time the player is aware and informed that they should undertake their gaming activities in a manner that does not pose harm to the person or to his or her brother society. Now, if the person has not come to you to tell you that this thing is posing a harm to me, then you cannot act and say you're going to criminalize. No. But then if we have a duty of care to tell the person that, look, we are observing that maybe your play pattern, and the operators also have a duty of care to the player, that we have observed that maybe your play patterns is showing that you are playing a lot or you are being addicted to it. We have observed, and so we think that maybe you should take a little break, or there are some mechanisms for you. For us as a regulator, we are concerned about the fact that we need our players to be healthy. And that is why we have also put in place some mechanisms to support. So do you
regulate that too?
No, we have mechanisms. You see, there's a difference between regulation and assisting. Okay. Ours is to come in and assist or provide mechanisms or support. So, for example, this September, we are offering free counseling services to our players. Now, one other support that we have open for our players is the fact that if you want to self-exclude or take a breather or a break from gaming, there are self-exclusion programs for you, which is free of charge. So you just come to the commission and say, look, I need a break from gaming for a period of time so that maybe I reflect on my play pattern.
Because we suspect that some get involved and they get quite addicted.
Yes, that's why we actually have these support services. So, Annie, if your producers can actually take it up now, they can dial 0800 45 4545. These are toll-free line, and it's free of charge.
0800
45 45 45, yes. Anybody who has a gaming problem can call that number and tell the commission that, look, I think that I have a problem. I have identified that I'm drifting away from society for a period of time, and so I need a break. Okay, so please help me do that. And immediately, we actually start the process for you.
So do you admit that the gaming activity sometimes takes a toll on people to the extent that it makes them addicted, which is definitely not healthy
Annie, you know that
for us?
Even in eating fufu, there are some people who are so addicted to eating fufu. They'll eat it morning, eat it afternoon, eat it evening. And remember that anything you do in excess has consequences. For example, drinking water.
But you cannot.
If you drink,
but
Annie,
you can't compare gaming addiction to.
No, Annie,
because I'm addicted to fufu.
Annie, I'm saying that in excess, the word here is excess. If you go overboard, there's a tendency that it will pose harm to you and your family or
yes,
the
I agree.
society.
But the things I do in private that do not necessarily have some maybe cascading effects, and greater part of it, rightly so, cascading effects on the greater public. It's not comparable to what I can possibly do that will have a serious cascading effect on the public, like gaming and eating my fufu.
No, Annie, you see, that's why I said that your definition of cascading effect and whatever you do depends on you, the personality. Now, if I see you eating fufu, assuming that I play game, okay, and I play it in moderation, and I don't see it as affecting me. When I observe you eating your fufu in excess, and I think that, oh, anytime you eat your fufu in excess, you behave in a weird way towards me, it does affect me. And it does affect the society or the space in which I will be in. Now, for us as a gaming industry, we also understand that, yes, gaming has a tendency to pose harm to people. Not just the player, but to the broader gaming industry as a whole. That is why we have taken it upon ourselves to put in place...
Have you seen reports, international reports for that matter? I haven't seen some in Ghana, of persons who have been badly addicted with gaming and is having psychological effects on them.
So, Anna, let me even go address this issue of psychological impact that you have. Because the Commission is actually... very cautious, and we care about our publics in terms of both our operators and our players. In the month of May, we set up the whole month of May as a Gaming and Mental Awareness Month, where we contributed extensively, we collaborated extensively with the Mental Health Authority, because we do, as I indicated earlier, acknowledge the fact that there is a linkage between gaming and some of these issues that you have. It does have some harm that it does poses.
Mentally.
if you go excessive, the word we are using here is excessive, if you game excessively, okay? So the whole month of May, we did set aside, and we did a lot of public sensitization programs.
Okay, so excessive is a bit ambiguous.
So, Annie, if you're playing a game, I can't come and determine whether you're playing excessively. But you know yourself, you know that, okay, I have X amount of money. Is it money that when I lose, it wouldn't affect me? Is it that I am drifting away, I'm getting too hooked onto my game, that I'm drifting away from my society?
Okay, but because the Gaming Commission cannot go to micromanage every single game player or a gamer, what you can do is to do a research, strike an average of the research and apply it to the public so that you can define what excessive playing or excessive gaming
so
is.
As I speak to you now, we have a research team conducting a lot of research on some of these issues that you raised, because I mentioned that in the month of May, we did engage the Mental Health Authority. We rolled out a lot of public sensitization activities. We engaged a lot of tertiary institutions, students in the tertiary institutions, over 1,000 of them, on some of these issues, trying to find out their gaming habits, issues of addictions that might come up, just to help us in terms of the scope that we'll go to in terms of our research. So some of these research are currently being undertaken. But I need to let us understand that the Commission, as we are now, are very particular, and we do care about our publics. We do care about the impact of gaming, and that is why we roll out intervention mechanisms such as the self-exclusion programs. And Annie, let us not downplay this program that we are actually speaking about, the self-exclusion program, because it's an intervention that is helping our players a lot, so that you can take a break from gaming if you realize that you're getting addicted to it. Look, there's somebody who can be so addicted to working that they don't take a break from work. Every 24/7, they are in the office. Such people have issues. They have mental health issues. It's work-life balance mental health issues we're talking about here.
But addiction is not synonymous to... addiction
Annie,
is not synonymous to my knowledge of accepting that,
no, you see,
that I'm addicted.
No, Annie, until you also, we have a local adage that says, one tongue, right? You see, no, Annie, our players do at a point realize that. We do have players come over.
They get to know that they are addicted?
Yes, they do know. And from time to time, we do have people who come in, send us emails and tell us that, look, I think I have a problem with with the gaming activity I'm involved in, because I've realized that over a period of time, I'm making a lot of losses, I'm chasing after my losses, or for example, I'm deviating a lot, I'm drifting away from other social engagements, and so I do need a break. We do have almost every week, we do have some requests coming in, and the moment it comes, we don't relent on it, we process it very, very fast to ensure that the person actually gets the help that they need. And that is why I did mention
And do you have success rates,
Yes, we do.
From the people you offer counseling?
The moment we do get that, we immediately communicate with all our gaming operators to block their accounts, so that you do not get access to the accounts even game in the first place. That is an intervention.
How about
that is
children?
No, so the Act the Gaming Act 2006 at 721, if you go to section 48, it talks about the fact that a minor is not supposed to be allowed to a gaming facility, close to a facility, let alone into the facility. And then if you look at the section 56, that talks about sanctions. If you look at section 56 that talks about sanctions, it talks about the fact that even a minor can be sanctioned if you are caught. Now, Annie, we have our ICE Directorate, which is the Investigations, Inspections, Compliance and Enforcement Directorate, that goes out from time to time to ensure that our operators enforce these directives.
Because operators themselves have been very culpable of involving children or engaging children.
No. I would say that the issue you're talking about has to do more with the jackpot machines you see.
Okay.
But for the sports betting operators, the casinos, they have bouncers that you are not allowed to even come close to it. And then now the good thing is that we are working together with the National Identification Authority, which has synchronized the Ghana card with their the requirements on the gaming platform. And so you need to, before you log in, you need to have that ID card that bears your details, which need to be validated by the operators to ensure that you are not a minor to operate or to engage in gaming. Now, I mentioned the collective responsibility aspect of it. That is where we need the general public to help us, and that is where we need your media platforms to send out the information, because we've realized that sometimes it is some parents who actually give out their credentials to their children to game. And it does then bring the issues out that we see in terms of some minors engaging in some of these gaming activities.
They give their credentials
so
to
for
children?
example, Annie, you might have a child, and then you give your mobile phone with your credentials on your ID card because it's registered to you, to your child. You might not know, if you don't monitor what activities your child engages in on your mobile phone, you might find your child go on a gaming platform and then use your credentials to enter the details on that and create an account and be gaming using your credentials at your blind side. So it is a collective responsibility. We need parents to monitor what activities their children engage in. And please, parents, we need you to avoid deliberately also involving your children in. We have been on the ground where some parents keep saying that, oh, some children are lucky children. They bring luck to them, so they use the children, or they give the platform to the children to gamble or to game, because they believe that their children are lucky children who bring them luck. Okay. Now we can't go into their homes to be able to prevent this, but it is your platform here that we can utilize, okay, to send out the message. And that is why every time we plead with the media that you are our partners in service. Without you, we cannot do it. So please, please again, when we come to you, please embrace us and help us to send out the message to the public. We need that collaboration to be able to drum home the fact that we need a very healthy gaming industry. The Commission can do its part, but we cannot do it all. We need the operators whom we work with to be part of us. We need the players themselves, so that when you are playing and you get to a point and you feel that, look, there is a challenge, take a break.
All right, let's finalize it with the plan you have for the celebration.
Okay. And so, Annie, as part of the celebrations, we have a free medical screening for players who have gaming addiction. Now, the toll-free line is open, available to them. If you're using MTN or you're using Airtel Tigo, just dial 0800 454 545, and then the details will be spelled. It's free of charge, okay? And the main launch will actually happen on the 10th of September. We have some donations because we believe that we don't operate as an island. We are in a community, and so as a regulator, we need to also give back to society. So we have some donations that will take place. And then we also have some campus sensitizations that we'll be doing, where we'll be engaging students in senior high schools, not on responsible gaming practices, but on anti-child gaming, because we believe that they are not 18 years and above, and so they shouldn't get involved in gaming at all. So we'll be doing that campus sensitization. Now we have some other interesting programs that will be unveiled when the launch actually happens on the 10th.
Oh, there are other programs that you don't intend to disclose now. But
I think we'll come back again to your platform,
yeah,
and then we'll actually let the whole cat out of the bag.
Okay. The donations, do you know the institutions you're making the donations to?
Oh, hold on to that. After the launch, we'll come back. Annie, I hope you give me the airtime. You give us the airtime to come and enumerate more on our planned activities.
Mention some of the games you know the youth have been engaging in.
Oh, so we have sports betting activities. So these are the main games that we regulate, sports betting. And then we also know the route operations. Now, there's also one thing that we need to quickly touch on. These jackpot machines that you see, Annie, it's been banned in the country. So anybody operating it is illegal. Unfortunately, we have our own Ghanaians fronting for these illegal operators. And I think that this is also where we need all the communal efforts and also you, the media, to help us champion this campaign that it is banned. The operation of these analog jackpot machines are banned in Ghana and should not be encouraged anywhere in the country.
Beatrice Baden, I'm grateful for your time. She is head of Corporate Affairs, Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Let me just quickly I'm the principal officer.
Principal officer.
Yes, corporate
affairs. Or rather, principal officer, corporate affairs. Oh, all right. Oh, apologies for that. Principal officer for the corporate affairs department. I'm grateful. There's so much we actually have to do with you at the Gaming Commission. It's interesting, some of the things I am even learning on the show for the first time. So I'm sure we'll create the platform for you to let us know what the right things we are supposed to do. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
But let me quickly do this before I take a breather. And like I told you earlier, the president has received the statement or the report from the committee that is supposed to be investigating the matter involving the Chief Justice removal. Article 146 committee submits first reports on petition removal of the Chief Justice. That is on the first report on the petition seeking the removal. The President John Dramani Mahama has received this morning a first report of the Article 146 committee of inquiry, which is probing 3 petitions seeking the removal of the Chief Justice Gertrude Arabasaki Tokonu, presenting the report in a brief ceremony at the presidency. The chair of the committee, Justice Gabriel Puamang, said the panel conducted its work in camera in line with Article 146 and Clause 8 and refrained from public commentary despite blatant false statements made about members of the committee and work. So in-camera proceedings are not the same as in secret. He noted that explaining that limited procedural details could be shared without disclosing the substance. On the first petition filed by Mr. Daniel Ofori, the committee heard evidence from 13 witnesses on behalf of the petitioner. The Chief Justice also testified and was cross-examined, called 12 witnesses, including experts. In all, the panel received about 10,000 pages of documentary exhibits from both sides. Each side was represented by 4 lawyers. So, accordingly, we shall be reporting on the second and third petitions in due time. I cut it short. Right. We'll take a breather. Be back shortly.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame? As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey him later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Go be the luckiest, go be from Georgia be luckiest, from not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest, everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it away, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
We brought you the first 2 conferences, which were awesome. Great leadership ideas shared. On popular request, the 3rd in the series of Women in Strategic Leadership Conference, put together by ASWAM and Tarragon, comes off on September 24 to 27 at the Plash Camp Chache Resort, Adan. Come, engage with astute women with great leadership ideas and skills on the conference theme, Women at the Helm, Driving Strategic Change. On the bill for this special conference are outstanding women such as Genevieve Pearl Duncan Ubowi, banker, trainer, SME consultant, speaker and author. Miss AC Mills Robertson, Director of Inclusive Banking at Fidelity Bank Ghana, and Mrs. Augustina Atkinson Dadebo, Counseling Psychologist and Assistant Registrar, UPSA. Do call 059-205-2286 or 024-403-5731. Come and let's advance women in leadership while creating a supportive community as well as empower women in leadership.
Some loves are born in the blink of an eye.
I've been madly in love with her since the first time I saw her. Then let's get married today.
I'll be the happiest woman in the world by your side.
And they kill your soul in a flash. Televisa presents You Are the One. Angela dreams of keeping her promise to be a great doctor and help her people. To Alvaro, ambition is stronger than his dream. And this greed will lead him to commit the worst betrayal to the woman he loves.
I will have a husband no matter what.
Samantha, will you please marry me?
Turning all her dreams into painful disappointments and dangerous consequences.
I've been waiting for you to answer my calls, Alvaro. I haven't heard anything from you. I've sent you so many messages, but you've never responded.
Have you left the bus station?
I just want to pay my debt and get out of here.
Her photographs are going to sell fast and she will be our gold mine. Our clients will love those.
Are you looking for a boyfriend?
Premiering tonight at 8 p.m. You Are the One. Don't miss out. All right. Akwatia by-election is now on the table as we're gearing up to, the constituency where all movements are directed to the Eastern region. Party executives, political party leaders are all in that constituency today, waiting for tomorrow to come for, voters to cast their ballots and select, a leader for that constituency after the demise of Ernest Yao Kumi. By the Constitution, there has to be a by-election so that the late gentleman, will be replaced in the August House. Now, one of the raging debates now has to do with global info analytics. It has been quite consistent, I always say that, in our body politicking by serving us with back-to-back polls. The latest poll the Global Info Analytics has released is pitching the NDC candidates ahead. So if you look at the polls reports that was given to us, okay, let's go to Musa Dankwa to explain to us what the model is about, and then we'll understand exactly what he's serving us with. He's joined us. He's Executive Director for Global Info Analytics. The pollster is on. Mr. Musa Dankwa, thank you for your time, and good afternoon to you. Hello. Hello, Mr. Musa Dankwa, can you hear me? Okay, let's see if maybe the producers will work around it. But as and when we get him, we will definitely put him online. If the producers can put the post on the screen for viewers to also, view exactly how the posts look like. Mr. Musa Danko, according to him, the final poll was actually conducted on 29th of August 2025, and that was when the release was also done. And the sample size was 2,050. 2,050, that was the sample size. Sample deployment was 21 electoral areas. We also have sample method, random probability sampling, and then that's the method he used, random probability and sampling. And then confidence level is 99%. The confidence level is 99%. Margin of error is plus or minus 2.7%, plus or minus 2.7%. Demographics analysis of the poll will yield higher margin of error. Period of interviews was from 27th to 28th of August 2025. Musa Danko, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, sir? Hello, Mr. Dankwa. Okay, if the producers can just work around it, and let's see what we'll do going forward. Okay. All right. I'm just receiving some communication, from the back team there supporting the production as they work around Mr. Musa Dankwa. Let's speak with Mr. Richard Kumado. Richard Kumado is actually a security consultant as we wait to restore Mr. Musa Dankwa on Zoom or via phone for a further explanation on what the post is about. Mr. Kumado, thank you. You're welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana, and thanks for your continued support for the program. You're welcome once again. Have you been following the developments in Akwatia, and what can you tell us so far?
Yeah, I was at Akwatia between 14th and 18th of July. I just left Akwatia a few minutes ago. I can say the police presence has been very massive. IGP promised to send 5,000 police officers to Akwatia, and I think he is going by his word in that regard. When it comes to elections, there are three things we are expecting the police to do. One is to create a safer voting environment. Number two is to ensure that voters predominantly enjoy safety. And number three, to create security awareness assurances for electoral commission officers to basically coordinate, collate, and declare results. So that is what the police are determined to do. And I can say that they are on the ground, and let's hope they get it done. But overall, when it comes to successful nature of elections, the police have a duty to perform. The Electoral Commission has a responsibility, and the political parties and the voters have a national duty to discharge. It's a shared responsibility. And so that is the way we look at it. Other than that, I can say that from the look of things, 5,000 and more police officers for 119 police stations, they are over prepared and they are aware of the task ahead. And so that is where we are.
But is it really about the numbers or it's about the strategy? Because you can have as many numbers you want.
Basically,
if your strategy...
my concern has been that we are moving the election from the realm of a civil exercise into a national security risk exercise. And once you do that, the cost of providing security is high. The mitigating factors in terms of numbers and in terms of equipment and resources is also high. Then the threat itself, they might be willing to take out any person they perceive or they are sure that has become a treacherous element against the state. So we are not just talking about numbers and how they will be deployed, but the functionality of the law enforcement officers on the ground in itself is a matter that after this election we need to look at it again and have a discussion devoid of passion. Because putting 5,000 men, even if you pair each police station by 30 men, you still have almost about 2,000 reserves. And is that what we want? or we will ensure that our elections that have become very violent become sober a little bit. And to answer your question directly, anytime there's problem with our election, the elections are not conducted by the police. Election is conducted by Electoral Commission. If tomorrow Electoral Commission comes to the place and machines are not working and people begin to throw tantrums, it wouldn't be the responsibility of police. If we go tomorrow and there are voter displacement and delays and diversions of election materials and people begin to throw tantrums, it wouldn't be the responsibility of the police. If by close of polls, which is very critical, coalition of results and declaring of same, there are distortions of results and there are discrepancies and duplication of results, it will lead to confusion. And that will not be the responsibility of police, but it will be the responsibility of the event organizer, which is the Electoral Commission. So in all our discussions, I've never heard anybody talk about Electoral Commission, and I've never heard anybody talk about the irresponsible manner of the way our politicians behave. Because elections are not national security assignments. They are national events where you need security officers to ensure that, one, they create a civil environment for the voting itself, and number two, that voters predominantly will enjoy high levels of safety. Then number three, they provide security assurances for the Electoral Commission officers themselves to collate and declare of the results. So this is the way we are. And this is where we are at this afternoon.
Mr. Richard Kumado, if you remember what happened in Ayawaso West Wuogon, where some of the instances were blamed on the Electoral Commission, but the Electoral Commission outrightly rejected the blames and said it was not responsible for security, if you recall. And nobody said anything about that response that actually came from the Electoral Commission,
Yeah, we misplaced it. We misplaced our priorities, and because of lack of education and creation of awareness, things are swept under the carpet. And that is why I'm happy that you have always been raising the issues and you are providing a platform again this afternoon for public education and awareness to be created. There are three-level responsibilities we are going with. Electoral Commission has their role to play, and I've just explained that. And police have a duty to discharge, and I've just explained that. The voters, because on election day, there's nothing like MPP and NDC. We are all voters. Voters and the politicians have a national duty to perform. If we can look at it in that regard, then we will not just be blaming one another, but we will accept responsibility and accountability when our side gets it wrong. And that is the way you have to look at. Before tomorrow, everybody says, oh, it's police, it's police, it's police, and nobody talks about the other side. Go back to Ablekumanov. A politician got into an area which has been gazetted as a restricted area by law. When the police asked this politician to leave the place, the politician refused. So then the police will switch into the second gear, which we say that good behavior will be celebrated, bad behavior will be observed and noticed, and awkward behavior will be investigated and prosecuted in accordance with law. So as part of what we do as law enforcement officers in a national event such as the one we are talking about, we will try to educate the people, we will try to create awareness, we will try to restrict them. But if you overrun all the preventive measures, then we are saying that, remember, you are not free because your behavior can either be celebrated or be investigated or be prosecuted in accordance with law. And that is one aspect of law enforcement. The other aspect is that once you put up a behavior that they see that it has become treacherous, then they are likely to take you out. And that is why the IGP says that the men can shoot. The men can shoot means that if you cross a red line and they restrain you and you do not want to be restrained, then they have the right to take you out. And I don't want to believe we want to get to a level where we are killing one another, but that is the realm we are sending our elections to.
So in this case, the Electoral Commission has a responsibility of giving us a setup that will not give us persons that are not needed at the voting centers.
Correct. Because that is their responsibility. And guess what? From 1992, we have been holding these elections to elect politicians who predominantly the election belongs to them. Because, and guess what? The election we are going actually belongs to the politicians. So it's like they have events and they cannot organize the event, and they said, we are hiring event organizer, which is the electoral commission. And the two of them agreed that they are going to have visitors. They are going to have what they call patrons or voters. Election security come and provide safety predominantly for our guests. So in all this confusion, no voter, which is the guest for which the police has been asked to be there, has complained that the police prevented them from voting, or the police stopped them from voting, or the police was not there and their safety has been breached. There has never been any complaint. But guess what? On the side of the Electoral Commission, some of the centers they even use are not centers that support safety measures. And the police work in that area to provide safety for them and to ensure that they go about their duties in a manner that meets the standard. So ask yourself, Electoral Commission, in the discharge of their responsibility, have they closed their eyes to this particular thing, that they have not raised the issues about it? And they always say, it's the fault of the police. No, the police have a duty and a responsibility. Electoral Commission must discharge their duties as number one before the police come in as number two.
You know, finally, maybe, with just what happened in Ablekuma West recently, what are we to take away? The police is needed, definitely, but the Electoral Commission also has a higher and the bigger responsibility of giving us a peaceful outcome of the elections. What are we to take away?
For me, I was happy that for the first time in a very long time, the police observed a good behavior, and the police observed a bad behavior, and the police noticed an awkward behavior. They investigated, got the perpetrator arrested, put them before court, and there was a judgment from court. People may disagree of what the judge said or the outcome of it, but for we as law enforcement officers who will be deployed to ensure that we created a safer environment and voters enjoy safety, and Electoral Commission officers have security assurances to declare results, we are happy that for the first time, the police gathered courage. They were also given the free hand by the Attorney General to arrest people, investigate, and put them before court. Right. And I think that is a good thing. We need to commend the police. But the police have taken notice of what happened at Ablekuma North. Yeah. They have also taken notice of the videos that came that people want to use Akwatia as a place to create confusion. And the police have taken notice. When I was at Akwatia for security risk assessment, the police was also there to do what the military would have called wrecking. And I believe that the meeting the IGP had with the political parties, it was as a result of what his men pick on the ground. And it was also what is informing them to dispatch about 5,000 people to Akwatia. Let's look at it carefully, and let's play our roles carefully. And when we finish, we can have a discussion about whether do you still want to have huge numbers of police, which is very expensive to maneuver and to maintain anyway.
Well, Kumado, I'm sure we'll engage you again after this election. We hope that it's peaceful. Thank you. Richard Kumado is a security consultant that's speaking to us on the security situation in Akwatia with some, 450,000 men. We hope that, or 45,000 men of police officers. We hope that there will be peace. But the responsibility of the onus lies on the Electoral Commission greatly to conduct a peaceful election. Not for the Electoral Commission to come and tell us that they are not responsible for security. It's their responsibility to give us a peaceful election. The police is only there to ensure and protect the citizen. Let's go on to Zoom and engage with Musa Dankwa. I'm sure he's been restored now. Mr. Musa Dankwa, can you hear me now? Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great, thank you for your time. So we're going through the latest polls that you served us with. I've gone through your, what's it called, methodology and approach. So let's understand the brief. I know that I've monitored social media. I've seen a lot of the attacks you yourself you've received. I can understand and I can appreciate where it's coming from. However, take us through, because your release was on the 29th of August 2025. So give and take, plus or minus, we expect that the results should be as close to what you've released.
Right, thank you very much for having me. The numbers we have put out there, I believe for NDC is the minimum we expect them to get. which means that they could perform higher than the number we've given them. This is because there are people who are undecided, whose views are yet to be taken into account in a model strictly. And those people are mostly floating voters and those who say that they don't tell you their political affiliation. And those people will normally vote for NDC heavily.
Okay, so if you say that those who are undecided, but that the numbers will not, make much difference with the results of the polling, no?
It won't change the outcome, but it will make NDC win with a larger margin than we are saying.
Oh, the undecided will make NDC win with a larger margin?
Yes.
I see. When you actually conducted the polls, what was the, temperature like? Can you tell? It was a telephone polls you conducted, no?
No, this is face-to-face interview in the Akwatia constituency. We covered all the 21 electoral areas, and we sampled 2,050 of the voters in the constituency.
So are you able to tell the temperature of the respondents you spoke with?
No, they are quite calm. They are cool. They've decided what to do. Most of them are being driven by developmental projects, about 42% of them. And this 42%, about 51% are voting for NDC candidates, and a big number are undecided. And when they do decide, I think they will vote for NDC as well. So if you look at what is currently happening, and especially in 2 or 3 electoral areas, most importantly in Wenchi. Wenchi is where NSCOMI comes from. MPP performance there is below par. And if that happens, MPP will be in bigger trouble in Akwatia conference. Then you come to Bodia West and Bodia East, put together. NDC is going to win Bodia West, and Bodia East, it could be very close, or NDC could win it. If that happens, then I think the result from the Wenchi in Bodia will tell us exactly what is happening in Akwatia as soon as polls are closed.
So I'm looking at the the key electoral areas on your slides. So we have the Akumaning, Sandams, Amam from Kosi, Topremang, Kwame Kuma, Apinamang, Buedua East, and then also Takrasi. Takrasi, is that the pronunciation?
Yes, Takrasi.
Buedua West, and then we have the New Wenchi. That's what you were talking about as where NSCOMI Hills.
Yes. I mean, what we are seeing there is clearly there's a division in NPP in the Wenchi area, to be precise, and also across the constituency of Akwatia. What you are seeing is that NPP is underperforming compared to NSCOMI in the last election, and NDC Dedu is overperforming compared to the last election. If this pans out, NPP will be in bigger trouble.
I know that you're a pollster. The reasons is not your business, but sometimes you also have some backroom information. Why do you think this happened? Because I've seen criticisms also on social media where people are criticizing heavily Solomon Asumedu, that his communication skill is poor. He's not, giving some heavy campaign messages. Do you think that is also contributing? Because why would he be doing badly, especially in New Wenchi?
When it comes to New Wenchi, I think there is a seemingly unease tension between supporters of NSCOMI and Asumedu. And that has caused over 24% of NSCOMI's voters to switch to Asumedu. That we can't tell why that is the case. But on the issue of
I'm sorry, between NSCOMI, the late?
Yeah, the late, his supporters, about 24% of people who voted for him in the last election are not doing so for Asumedu.
Oh, wow.
That's quite huge. And then, you see, if you look at Akwatia looks like a mining town. But the demographic of the people are not entirely miners. About 56% of voters in Akwatia have senior high and tertiary level qualifications. And they're not seeing the candidate as good enough replacement for NSCOMI.
So it means that the support base of the late NSCOMI is creating a problem for Asumedu.
Yes, Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the support base, are they abstaining or they're shifting? I wish I could read from the slides, but or they're shifting towards Bernard?
No, they are voting. If they were sitting at home, that would have been a better news at least. But now they are coming to vote against MPP. 24% of them are voting for Bailey.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Did they give you some reasons? I know that I'm always trying to tease reasons from you because
we asked them what factor will be the most important factor which will influence them in tomorrow's election. About 42% of them said that they will be influenced by developmental projects. 42%. 15% were saying the economy. About 30% were saying education. 10% were saying jobs. Then let me say 8%. Sympathy vote is 4%. I am voting for my party's candidate, 4%.
Sympathy votes to whose advantage?
To MPP's advantage is 4%.
Okay. Do you think that the funeral activities, the confusion with the Johnson Asiedun Ketia, and all that makes, will it make some slight percentage difference either to or for any of the parties, against any of the parties?
I don't believe so. Look, if you look at the demography of Akwatia voters, the demography is where the answer is are. Over 75% of them to 80 are below 44 years. They are younger population. These guys are emotional. They reason with their head. And you see, when you have a demography that is very young and also very educated, and you don't put up a very good candidate, you have a problem.
I'm looking at the education demography. So
Senior high 28%.
Yeah.
Tertiary 28%. Put together 66%.
Right. Anyway, all right, Mr. Musa Dankwa, we'll leave it here. We're expecting to see how the results also goes tomorrow after the votes. Are you in the constituency or you're back in Accra?
No, I'm in Accra.
You're in Accra. Are you going to be there?
No, I won't be there. No, my guys will be there.
Okay. All right. So there was a slide on how NS Kumi and Boachi Yadom voters intend to vote.
Yes, that's what I told you about. 24% of them have come. No, look, Annie, before you go, there's one serious paper that we have just released, and that is more telling. If you look at in the 10 electoral areas that we just put out there, the 10 electoral areas, and Kumi won those areas with 67%. Yadom, 33%. Currently, Solomon is leading there 59%. Bailey, 40%. You can see that Solomon is underperforming NSCOMI compared to last election, whereas Bailey is overperforming Yadom in those places. And in the place where Boachi Yadom won last time, where NDC is leading now, Boachi Yadom won there 51%, and NSCOMI 49%. But today, Bailey is on 68% in the same places, and Solomon is 32%, worse than NSCOMI.
What do you think accounted for this massive change and difference?
The candidates and the developmental issues.
So the candidates, obviously political parties must know the selection of their candidates matter.
It matters. And if you are picking a candidate, make sure that you know your demography. You know who actually matter in the constituency.
Mr. Musa Dankwa, thank you. We'll leave it here. We're grateful for your time and for the further explanation to the polls. I'm sure that as we go, we will definitely have the elections, and then after which we will also display what Mr. Musa Dankwa, or largely from one election to the other, he has given us back-to-back polls. This is the final polls, definitely. So none is coming until tomorrow. And so it means that for anything, everything,
staying same, we expect these polls to be as close to the results that we'll be gathering tomorrow from Akwatia. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go again and speak with CDD to wrap up. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. All right, we're still in Akwatia, and panel. Penel is with us. He's the Eastern Regional Correspondent. Apa, thank you for your time, and give us a brief. Take us through the journey in the Eastern Region, specifically Akwatia. What do you see? What's going on? How ready are we?
Thank you very much. Annie, it's been full of activities in the Akwatia constituency of the Eastern region. The journey for this by-election hasn't been easy for both parties, both the MPP and the NDC, who are the main architects in this by-elections. We recall that prior to this by-election, when the announcement was made, the security officials moved swiftly into the constituency to ensure that issues that will undermine the peace and stability of the constituency is curtailed. And so they mounted a lot of barricades in the constituency to ensure that people don't smuggle some offensive weapons into the constituency. This led to the arrest of some 10 people who are currently in Accra at the head of the headquarters of the Ghana Police Service. Out of the 10 that were arrested, 4 of them were minors, and the rest also said that they are people, ordinary Ghanaians, but they have license to the pastors and others. But the agreement between the parties, both of the NDC, when they held the meeting with the security official, was that they are not going to, the pastors should not be given to the people who claim they have license to it, and that the full investigation need to be conducted. And even if it should be returned to them, it should be done after the by-election, which comes up tomorrow. Aside that, in terms of security, there are a lot of deployment in the constituency. Earlier, there were fears by the constituents as to the number of police visibility that will be deployed to the area, but the police have also come in to calm tempers down and to assure them that they are in the constituency to safeguard them, to ensure that their safety is well. But as we speak now, since the by-election is coming up tomorrow, almost there's no accommodation. So if somebody is thinking of coming to sleep over today and cover the elections, then the person might either stay at Esamankese and then tomorrow it comes to Akwatia, because throughout the Denchembo district, there's no accommodation. The guest house, the hotels, the private residence of people, schools, premises have all been occupied by both the security and then the party folks who are all in the Akwatia constituency. Now, for the security, the Ghana Police Service was led by Director General of Operations, COP Dr. Vance Babagarba. Earlier held a press conference who revealed that 5,500 police personnel has been deployed to the constituency, while 600 trained armed police patrolmen will be patrolling the constituency to deal with any mayhem. So from tomorrow, as we speak, the deployment is being done. With the 600 who will be patrolling through the entire constituency to ensure that there's calm and there's absolute peace. We have to also bring the attention of our listeners and viewers that Akwatia constituency is one of the hotspots in the Eastern region when it comes to elections. And so the police are not giving anything to chance for anyone to disturb the peace. However, COP Gariba advised Akwatia constituency to stay calm and rather ignore the fears of the members of police personnel in the constituency and rather come out in their numbers to vote for their preferred candidate. But he has also sounded caution to media personnel without accreditation to stay away from the by-elections tomorrow. So if you know that you're a media personnel and you are coming to Akwatia without any accreditation, the advice from the security person is that you have to stay off. Yesterday, the Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service, ACP Grace Ansan Akrofi, also addressed the media after what they termed Community Assurance Patrol. He said that they will deal decisively with anyone who tries to jeopardize the peace of the nation. Now, on the Electoral Commission, who are the main bodies to supervise the elections, we had an exclusive interview with the Eastern Regional Director of Electoral Commission, Mr. John Apia Bafo, who had disclosed that 484 electoral officers have been deployed to undertake the activities which is slated for tomorrow. And so, as we speak, 484 personnel from the Electoral Commission officers will be working so far the Akwatia election is concerned. And the categorization are as follows. There are returning officers, deputy returning officers, technicians, coalition officers, presiding officers, name reference list officers, verification officers, and ballot issuers who have been trained. In fact, they said they are training since last week, Monday, and ended just last week, Saturday. And so they have been taken through the real rudiments so far the elections are concerned. According to the EC director of the region, he told us that he has advised his officers to remain neutral and to be fair to all the parties involved in this election and put aside their biases and ensure free, fair, and transparent election. On accreditation, as we speak, those who apply from the Eastern region, as we speak currently, have all received their accreditation from the Electoral Commission.
I hope you have yours.
Yes, I have mine. Mine is with me. So our accreditation is ready and we are ready to move. When you look at the general mood, there are lots of, both the NPP and NDC are claiming victory over tomorrow's elections. Others are saying that they are going to win the election to prove to the NDC that things are not as rosy as they promised the people during the 2020 elections. On the NDC side, they are saying that they want to make Akwatia green to also certify their win to prove to Ghanaians that indeed His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government are really working. And so if you look at the two main contenders, Mr. Solomon Asumedu and Lawyer Bernard Bedu, you realize that in fact, it's not easy as we speak. Almost all the big wins from both political parties are in Akwatia, and all of them are holding meetings and having strategies as to how they will have the members to come out and vote. These are the by-election. And so if you have any party which will have a good organizational skill to move its members to vote will carry the day. So far, this is how things are moving, and this is how things are going. Everything is peaceful, and we pray that the peace will continue from tomorrow and until the end of the process.
Just as a journalist and an observer, I'm not sure if you've spotted any, funny moves or any particular group of people that you may tag as thugs for political parties. Have you seen people, macho men, for that matter, moving around, the environment? Have you spotted any funny activity?
No, as we speak, there's none. As we speak, there's none. Because now in Akwatia, it seems that the police, the security personnel are even taking over the entire constituency.
Okay.
Because any step that you make, you meet security officer. And then throughout the road, there are a lot of barricades. And so it's not going to be easy.
Okay.
So
the barricades have been placed at vantage points across the constituency.
Yes.
Before you even get into the voting centers.
Yes. Yeah, that's how it has been done. And then even at the voting centers, they are going to cordon off. And so even the journalists don't have the accreditation. There are certain perimeters you dare not got the list from the EC. Yesterday we had an interview with the director in charge at the election directory at the headquarters, Mr. Akwatia, who said that the list of even members who will be covering the elections with regards to even observers have all been released and the media houses to the security personnel. And so if I move, they'll check the list and see that is Metro TV accredited to move? If yes, then they allow you. If no, then you dare not set for today. And so security is very tight as we speak.
The accreditation have your names or media houses' names?
The accreditation only have the media house name and the signature of the electoral commissioner.
Okay. So it's generally media house's name. So it means that you, as a media person, you risk giving your accreditation to anybody just in case a person wants to have access to the voting centers.
Yes, because it has Electoral Commission Ghana 2025 Akwatia constituency parliamentary by-election access to. Then you write the polling station, then the media, and then the media house, and then electoral commissioner's signature, and then there's a scan. So actually, everything that you have, they have to assess it. It means that it's very difficult for people to even have those access into the inner perimeter if you are not permitted.
So the scans have been put at the 10, centers for the voting. That we have Saddam Saman we have Kusi, Topremang, Kwame Kuma, Apienimang, Bedua East, Takrasi, okay, Bedua West, and then also New Wenchi. These scans are placed where?
Yes, from the EC, they are saying that they scan, they have one on the accreditation that they have given us.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean.
And so, yes, and so once you move in, they scan and ensure that it is original. And also
so you mean the barcode? Is there a barcode on it? Okay.
Yeah, there's
all
a
right.
barcode.
Well, when you mentioned scan, I was thinking of a scanning machine or something.
Oh, no. There's a barcode which has been placed on it. And so they lead the first entry point to each of the polling station. Mm-hmm. You first going through a verification process to authenticate your accreditation. Mm-hmm. That's what you've been told. So if even you don't have it, it means that you don't even risk coming at all, because you're not going to have it easy. Okay. Especially into the inner perimeters of the elections.
Okay, let's wrap up with the excitement in the area. I'm sure it has brought some energy, a lot of activities, those who are cashing in terms of business and all that. Give us a brief of that.
Yes, people are really cashing in because now as you speak, there are a lot of people in the constituency. Every time you move, there are visitors, people are selling, and things are going on well. And others even explain that we wish that Akwatia will have that kind of people there for their daily life, so that at least patronage to some of the hospitality industries and those who are selling, at least they also cash in and have more profits for it. And they think that once elections are over, you don't hear about Akwatia. You only hear about Akwatia when there's an election. And so they are praying that at least after the election, something substantial will be done for them so that at least people who can also come into the area for them to also cash in on daily basis. And it shouldn't be like when there's an election or there's a festival before they will also benefit from sighting. And yes, there was also an excitement that the NDC on Saturday also tried to also commission the new DVLA office that they completed.
Yeah.
And it was the summit is all over the place. In fact, the people are calm. At least the earlier fears that that greeted the presence of the security personnel now has died down. We are praying that subsequently, as we move into the election proper, nothing untoward happens.
What happened? We were told there were allegations that the government was taking advantage of that and constructing certain roads. Is that true?
As for that, we cannot independently verify because as a district assembly, they have their own plan of works. And so if coincidentally something of that nature happens, I cannot say that the motive for which it's being done is because of election. That way I cannot independently say that unless we verified and confirmed by the MC, the DCs, and then so that we can put it appropriately to our listeners and viewers that indeed this is being done because of election. But for now, it is part of saying that people are just making.
All right. So, Apapania, we'll leave it here. We definitely will fall on you for a lot of the feedback. I'm sure the team will also be there to support you. Let's see what happens, but as much as possible, make sure you're safe once the exercise begins. Apapania is our man in the Eastern region. He's leading the team, to bring us all the updates and the excitements associated with elections in Ghana. But we just hope that once it ends, everybody will be safe and go home peacefully and won't have any issues to be dealing with. But, in the heat of the moment, we still want to wish the family of Enes Kumi our condolences, and may he so continue to rest in peace. The country continues to grow. People have come and gone, made their sacrifices, and same has happened to Enes Kumi. Apologies for this loss to the family, but condolences as well. We'll draw the curtain here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Akwatia is coming off tomorrow, so stay tuned with your Election Central. We'll bring you all the updates here on Metro TV.
The Besemanche Homowo Festival and Business Summit has been organized to promote tourism, cultural diplomacy, and international business relations between Ghana and the diaspora. The three-day event is scheduled from 26th to 28th of September 2025. Activities include Business Summit, where potential businesses and investors meet on the 26th and 27th of September. Also on 27th September is the sprinkling of Pokpe. 28th September is the Homowo Festival in the park with lots of food, live music and dance. These events will happen live at the historic Utrecht University Botanical Gardens, Utrecht in the Netherlands. There will also be sightseeing and a night of entertainment in Germany. The Besemanche Homowo Festival and Business Summit in the Netherlands and Germany will be a fun and bricks business. Registration is open to all businesses and corporate institutions. For inquiries, call 0244 268 074 or 0246 845 516. Registration closes on 25th of August 2025. Hurry and place your calls. Limited spaces are available on a priority basis.
Some loves are born in the blink of an eye.
I've been madly in love with her since the first time I saw her. Then let's get married today.
I'll be the happiest woman in the world by your side.
And they kill your soul in a flash. Televisa presents You Are the One. Angela dreams of keeping her promise to be a great doctor and help her people. To Alvaro, ambition is stronger than his dream. And this greed will lead him to commit the worst betrayal to the woman he loves.
I will have a husband no matter what.
Samantha, will you please marry me?
Turning all her dreams into painful disappointments and dangerous consequences.
I've been waiting for you to answer my calls, Alvaro. I haven't heard anything from you. I've sent you so many messages, but you've never responded.
Have you left the bus station?
I just want to pay my debt and get out of here.
Her photographs are going to sell fast and she will be our gold mine. Our clients will love those.
Are you looking for a boyfriend?
Premiering tonight at 8 p.m. You Are the One. Don't miss out.
Back in the day, tune in radio from morning, and you don't want to miss out because anybody who comes on is massive.
They say back in the day on Metro C, Mr. BKD anywhere. Back in the day, mentioning the place that you used to live, no, that meant that you were Dadaba.
Oh, how?
Because we are the ones who went to Saito.
I wasn't really a nightclub person.
No, I mean,
the only times I went to the nightclub, Kofi Dixon took me.
Yeah.
You have a Walkman by your side. Now that was your selector. The Walkman was your selector. So when you play the first song and you want to change the song, you have to start cueing your next song through your headphone.
Hi, my name is Ivan Pashigan. I'm the CEO of Farmhouse Productions. I'm a film director, producer. You are watching Back in the Days with Sammy B on Metro TV.
Massa, we're a guy and yes, I'm be a feature. This is Back in the Day. Keep watching.
Back in the Day is brought to you by Telecel Ghana.
Metro